thank you all for being here. It's always just an honor and a privilege to get an opportunity to share our vision, share our voice, and those that are here. It's always humbling when you show up and you stand up, you step out. So today we're standing at the Capitol for one reason, and that's to fight for Iowa families. Yeah. Iowa should be a state where children are protected, parents are respected, and faith is defended. Businesses also should be the strength of our communities. These are not fringe issues. These are kitchen table issues for families across the state. It's come to our attention that yet again, Randy Feenstra is skipping another debate. This leaves Iowans at risk. This primary is at risk. Iowa deserves someone who's going to show up. Iowans deserve someone who will very clearly lay out what they stand for and what they will do as governor of the greatest state in this union. Yeah. All I hear from Randy Feenstra are wandering responses that sound more like Rob Sand's radical left ideology rather than the conservative values Iowans hold so dear. I want to ensure that Iowans have a chance of learning what a Steen administration will look like on day one. And today I'm going to lay out just a few components of my conservative agenda for Iowans. Number one, if I have to, as your governor, I will sign an executive order to protect kids from pornography. Yeah. Absolutely, we'll sign that if I have to. Children should not be exposed to obscene material and then told it's normal or harmless. Iowa families have the right to expect leaders who will draw a clear line and defend innocence. Protecting children from any type of pornography is not extreme. It's our responsibility as leaders and as parents. Yeah. House File 864 is just one example of a bill that's now stalled in the legislature, and we're running out of time to pass this legislation. It's common sense. It's America first. It's people first. We must protect the most vulnerable from online smut. Smut in our libraries, smut in our schools, and as your governor, that I will stop at nothing to make sure the innocence of our children are protected. Yeah. Second, if I have to, I will sign an executive order ensuring Iowa law, not foreign law. Iowa must be governed by Iowa law and the United States Constitution, not outside legal systems or foreign ideologies that conflict with our rights and our values. Yeah. Our laws should reflect the people of this state and the principles that built this country. Iowa belongs to Iowans. Just like our founding fathers, our legal system should remain rooted here. Yeah. Simply put, I am denouncing Sharia law, and my commitment to Iowans is to ensure Sharia law is outright banned from our state and in no way will gain even a small foothold in any governing body across the state of Iowa. Third, I will commit to protecting ESAs and school choice. School choice only works if it's a real choice. Parents deserve the freedom to choose the educational environment that aligns with their values, their faith, and the goals for their children. Iowa must protect educational savings accounts and ensure the government does not weaken the independence of faith-based and private education. If Randy Feenstra would show up for debate, I'm sure this would be a great topic to discuss. As it seems, the Democrats and Randy Feenstra agree that government should encroach on the decisions of our independent, private, and Christian schools. It's insanity at the highest level. In a Steen administration, our independent, private, and Christian schools will be protected from reckless government overreach, and our students will be equipped to learn at the choosing of their parents. I will protect and expand ESAs and school choice across our state. No ifs, ands, or buts. Fourth, Iowa will be open for business. I've got an 18-year private sector background, running businesses, creating partnerships, creating public-private partnerships, working with businesses all across the state of Iowa. Iowa should welcome businesses that want to invest, create jobs, and contribute to our economy. Iowa will be open for business. Yeah. We have the infrastructure. We have amazing natural resources here in the state. Iowa's cool. Iowa's cool. It's a cool and exciting place to live. And we need to be showcasing that across the entire country, across the entire world. We'll promote that. And we're going to promote that especially to states that have been overtaken and overrun by radical left, blue agendas that are decimating the business communities in states all around us and across this country. Virginia will be one of the first states that we go to. I will be setting up public-private partnerships with companies to go to Virginia and talk to business owners and talk about the great things we here in the state of Iowa have to offer, because we'll be open for business. And on day one, we will begin the process of bringing high-quality jobs, high-paying jobs, and sustainable jobs to all areas across Iowa. Rural communities will grow. Young people will be excited to remain here. And Iowa will be known as an economic force across the globe. Yeah. Iowa families are asking for common sense, they're asking for courage, and they're asking for leadership. They want their children protected, they want their rights respected, and they want their values defended. That's what we want here in Iowa, and that's why we're here today. We're fighting for an Iowa of integrity in government, faith in our homes, and freedom in our state. Yeah. And this is just the beginning. Over the course of the next days and weeks, I'll continue to lay out my bold, transparent, and conservative vision for the great state of Iowa. So thank you. God bless. Let's keep Iowa free. Do a few questions?
You said you hope to expand ESAs. Does that mean making homeschool families eligible?
I would love to provide the option for homeschool families if they so choose. Yeah.
You're campaigning as a pro-Trump Christian conservative, so can you comment on some of the president's recent social media posts? I'm thinking of the Easter Sunday post, the image of himself depicted as Jesus, the attacks on Pope Leo.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on President Trump's social media accounts.
How would an executive order be able to enforce minor limits on social media companies?
Yeah, well, number one, we have to protect our families. We have to protect our children and ensure that whatever the case, our children are protected from online smut. I mean, that's the beginning of grooming. That's the beginning of what happens with human trafficking. And I will sign an executive order to protect that. And what that looks like, I don't know right now. But if it gets challenged, I will challenge that and fight for that every single step of the way.
Would you try to push legislation on that issue before signing
100%.
an executive order?
Yeah, that's why I said if I have to, I will go the executive order route.
You mentioned looking at keeping more young people here in Iowa. How do you plan to do that?
Yeah, I think number one, Iowa is a cool place to live. Iowa's an exciting place to live. We've got tons of infrastructure, tons of natural resources that we're not promoting, we're not talking about the way that we should be. But first and foremost, I will be advocating for vocational studies and industrial arts into 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, so that kids at a younger age are realizing that they've got gifts, they've got talents, and they've got jobs waiting for them right here in the state of Iowa. One example I use on a regular basis is an 18-year-old in Manning, Iowa. I was touring a local manufacturing company, and the CEO pointed at this young kid and he said, "You see him?" And he said, "Yeah, he's welding." 18 years old. He'd started an apprenticeship program at this company. At 18 years old, he's making $60,000 a year with a 401k match. He's got insurance. He's got everything you need to achieve the American dream. This kid will stay in Iowa. He's excited. He just bought a new truck. He's got no debt. That's the type of things we need to be doing on a regular basis. Getting businesses involved in schools, getting businesses involved with young kids at a younger age, so that it captures their hearts and minds. They realize that they've got a wonderful place to live right here in the state of Iowa.
Yeah. You mentioned an executive order ensuring that there's not foreign ideologies. Is there something going on in the state that you're concerned that there's a foreign ideology here?
There are a lot of concerns right now around the state of Iowa. And again, I've been traveling the state here now for 8 months, and I meet with people, and Sharia law is starting to embed itself into communities across the United States, and I am here to ensure that it does not embed itself here in the state of Iowa.
You talked about expanding the ESA program. That's already, several $100,000, several $100 million in the budget. The state of Iowa is facing budget issues. How would you pay for expanding that program?
Yeah, so the money's there, and Republicans have budgeted very well. So I'm not concerned about budget issues at all. Republicans budgeted well. We've got the rainy day fund, the taxpayer relief fund, and one thing I am approaching from a tax side is how to look at government spend in political subdivisions, school boards, cities, and counties. I will be approaching and attacking the spend in government to make sure that we're not spending inappropriately and that we're accountable and transparent with our spend.
You also talked about debates. Randy Feenstra has declined the Iowa Press debate. So has your competitor, Zach Lane. Both of those candidates have money to be on TV to air campaign ads. Is that a problem for voters in being able to access those candidates? And would you propose any kind of legislation to change campaign finance laws in the state?
Yeah, I mentioned in my comments that I believe it's irresponsible and reckless and puts this primary at risk when Randy Feenstra doesn't show up for the debate. When he attempts to answer questions, you can see he's not ready. He's not ready to lead day one. He's not ready to take on Rob Sand. I'm ready to take on Rob Sand. I'm ready to lead day one. I'm sharp, I'm ready to go. I've been traveling this state for 8 months. I've answered questions from Iowans, all shapes and sizes of questions, and I'm ready to go. And when Randy Feenstra continues to dodge Iowans, that puts this primary at risk. And I think that's a big problem and something that needs to be addressed.
We had a tradition of 3 gubernatorial debates in Iowa. 4 years ago, the governor only agreed to 1. If you're the nominee, how many times would you agree to debate Rob Sand?
I'll debate as many times as Rob Sand wants to debate. And I actually think we need to debate as many chances as we can get. I would love that opportunity.
One more.
Got them all answered. Awesome. Thank you all so much. God bless you. Let's keep Iowa free.